Hello and welcome back to Culture Foolishness, Season Dos, Episode 1. This is a culture news break. We'll be talking about some of the things, kind of the main things that happened while we was on our little hiatus. I am Creed of Exit Studios, ArchitectsMars.com, and my co-host Eon.
Coach, Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. If you don't know, then now you know.
Baby. So, obviously, culture news, and news is what? Politics and many other things. So, we're gonna have to talk about last week's fun, the election. Um, it went the way it went, and judging from the amount of people who chose what they chose, most of the country should be pretty happy because it was a landslide in favor of Mr. Trump, President Trump. So he got it again. Um,
Yeah.
he can't beat a man. He can't beat a woman or beat a man apparently, but he can put a woman up against him. He got you. They put the worst man ever against him and he lost. So that's just saying, just putting that out there. Um, but that's not even coming
Think
for
that
the
this is a
people
different.
who, but no, it's not even coming for the candidates that were women. It's because this country, a lot of men and women, to be honest, because I heard women say it too. A lot of men are just not going to vote for a woman to be president of this country. And it doesn't matter, even if they agree with them a little bit, they still not going to do it because they just like, no, a woman can't do it. Nope. So this election showed it way worse than 2016, though.
Yes, because in 2016, Hillary won a popular vote.
Right.
This time,
She
there was
just got
nothing popular
food
about
fast.
Mrs. Harris.
Food
There was
fast.
nothing. Yeah. They gave her. She got a good old fashioned elementary school ass whooping.
Yeah,
If we
yeah.
just gonna,
And she
be
got
honest.
roasted before the fight. She got roasted about her shoes being from Payless, then got her ass whooped.
Oh, I miss that. And I miss Payless. Anyway. Look, I'm gonna be like, what Payless she go to? Because it don't matter. Anyway. Um,
So, um,
so I'll just kick off. Just I I was not shocked that she lost.
me neither.
I know the public had a perception that because Cheeto Man is so ridiculous that she was going to come in and just mop the floor with him. And I know with when Biden was running against him, then we were all like, but this nigga's not gonna make it till November. So there was a lot of talk about his age and his competency and even having the capacity to do another term. Because even though him and Trump aren't too far off in age, Trump comes across as way more energetic
Right.
and way more lucid. And so, hey, however you
Yeah,
want to
no.
call it.
This no, it's
So,
true. True.
so when Biden stepped down and Kamala stepped up, then it was like, oh, she's younger. So now we can get rid of all this they too old talk. But it's like, yeah, but that's not the only thing. Like, that's not the only issue. Like that wasn't the only issue. And quite frankly, trying to pander to the black community, it's interesting because I feel like, I mean, when you see the polls of who all voted for her, then it was the majority of us. but
Yeah.
you pander so much to us that you completely ignored everybody else. And theoretically, we're the minority in this country.
Well,
So why would you pay? I mean, no, I'm just speaking from a number and what
oh no,
what people always
let me
saying
take
that
it
like,
deeper than that. But yeah,
but like, so you pander to, and let's be clear, like we do have a power, a powerful vote and everything like that, but you pander to us to the point where you alienate everyone else. So that didn't work out. And like, I'm sorry, but every Black person does not want to hear about your greens recipes. They don't want to hear about, they don't want to see Meg Thee Stallion coming out twerking. They don't want to see, and I love me some Glow, but that was not the place for Glow. They don't want to see Cardi B. Like, they don't, you don't have to do that. Obama didn't do that. And speaking of Obama, when has a former president went on the campaign trail with someone who's running? That showed me, sis, you losing and you need help, and you need the help of someone who a lot of America respects.
respects.
So
It still didn't.
all of that, it still didn't help. You brought out Beyonce, you brought out Oprah, you brought out Samuel L. Jackson, hell, you brought out Eminem. Because, like, oh, let me get a white person for the white people. They were still like, yeah, we listen to homie music, but we still gonna be over here.
Well, the main thing is the people are reacting to economic things, and
For sure.
if you are part of the regime that the current economy is not working for people, then people not even wanting to hear your conversation, even though when she did talk about things she wanted to do economically, they didn't sound bad, but it was a lot of which both of them was doing this. I can't even put this on her like, oh, you just saying stuff with no structure because she tried to because Trump say even less explaining what he's gonna do. So it's not
Well,
trying to say he's better than her in that regard because he's worse. It didn't matter what he did. People was going off pure personality with this guy. When it's not even that great. So I don't even get that, but whatever. And the
it's,
black
well,
people that
see, it's not now. But let's be clear, for a long time, people like Donald Trump.
exactly. I used to watch the damn Apprentice and
Apprentice.
you're fired. That's funny. You're not doing anything and making any decision that affects my life. You might be racist. I don't know, but it really doesn't matter. You're on TV and you're making me laugh right now. Now you actually affecting things in my life, and I don't like that shit at all. Like it's really not cool, but America has a problem because the fact that we can look at the movie Demolition Man, which is kind of, I think is in like 5 or 6 years from now, is very close. We literally paralleling that shit. Celebrities as presidents again, and that the Reagan pivoted out of entertainment kind of early and then went to politics. Whereas like Trump was literally damn near, he was already in his 70s, right? Because he almost
Mm-hmm. He's
80
like
now.
78 or something. He's like
So he
78
was
if I'm
maybe
not
in his
mistaken.
late 60s when all this started.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you started he not into and just how things went the last time. People really not thinking like this dude came out of literally nowhere. He not been a senator, not a lawyer. He's like what it qualifies this person, and that's the crazy part that the Democrats have to look at themselves. This person is so terrible, and y'all lost to him 2 times. That's crazy. Like literally is totally unqualified to be the president of the United States. And he has got elected twice. That's how bad y'all are.
And, something else that, just kind of speaking to that, as soon as the results I mean, just as soon as it was official, let me say that,
Mm.
then came the blame game. And it was like, oh, it's black men's fault. Oh, it's such and such fault. For one, y'all the first ones to get blamed for everything, so I'm not shocked. But oh, it's black men's fault. Oh, it's such and such people fault. Blah blah blah. And may I submit for your consideration? I am not taking a side. I am simply submitting for your consideration. Um, anyone who has worked in sales, I worked in sales briefly, sucked at it, so don't anymore, but I have the experience so I can speak to it. When I didn't meet my sales goals, I could never say, well, it's the customer's fault because they didn't buy from me. When I didn't hit my goals, you didn't sell it or yourself good enough for the people to want to buy. It is not our fault that she lost. She lost because her and her team did not sell. They didn't sell it. I'm just gonna put it out there. I am
Well,
literally just speak like if we're just gonna use the analogy that I just used. When you are selling something and you do not meet your quota, because again, she lost a popular vote too. So, because you know how I feel about the electoral college, she lost the popular vote too, meaning the people didn't want her, regardless of however else it could have been manipulated. You didn't sell, you didn't meet the quota. You cannot blame the customer for you not selling to them, for you not convincing them to buy what you're selling. It don't work that way. If it did, it would be a lot more people who work in sales. No one will make any money, but that's what it would be.
yeah.
Sorry.
That's,
Submitting for your consideration. Just saying.
yeah, I mean, they didn't make a compelling argument. They didn't, I mean, it took damn near to the end of the campaign for her to say like, "Oh, I want to do this initiative for black men and small business, this, and this." It's too late because you all see you need to come out the gate trying to repair the relationship that your image, maybe not what you actually did, because living in California, I kind of know a little bit more deeper of what was going on when she was here and Attorney General, all that stuff. But it's basically like, that is your weakest point in terms of your initial community that should be supporting you. That's where you got it's shaky because of what people say that you did during your term as Attorney General. You needed to come in and address that with them off jump and have some type of incentives for them to support you. But as usual, we're ignored and blamed for everything because black women who the majority of them was just going for her because oh she looked like me, she black, whatever. And if we was in any way, even though like a person like myself who wasn't necessarily not supporting, because I did, the best that I could, but I'm a realist. I'm looking at the whole situation. I'm like, I'm a vote, but you got to convince more than me. And the problem with why I voted her platform on everything was you rather have me than him type shit instead of actually giving real reason because I did rather have her than him. That's why I voted for her. But that
But
wasn't enough for the majority of
but
people,
and
clearly, and that
again,
shouldn't be enough.
I mean, the whole, well, you want me rather than him. I mean, I'd want homie to clown over him because homie don't play that. So there's issue with that as well. And another thing, if we gonna also keep it a thou wow, Democrats. y'all went way too hard trying to force her on folks to the point where, you know why y'all was so shocked that, and again, I say y'all because I wasn't shocked that she lost. But a lot of people who were also, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and there's gonna be a black woman as president. And I was just like, so you're not waking up, is what you're saying. So you overdose is what you're confessing on Facebook, right? Anyway, so the reason why is because one, you walk around asking people who they were voting for, which I'm sorry, maybe I'm old because sis is born in the 1980s, but I just feel like at one point you didn't ask people that. Like that was rude. Like you didn't ask people who they were voting for, no matter who they were. Like that was something that you let people have that. But that's not the world we live in. We live in a world of social media where everybody puts all their business out there. So now we just have more nerve to ask people questions that ain't none of our damn business. So a
Mm.
lot of folks ask people who they were voting for. And because you was walking around with a vote Kamala or die t-shirt on, then no one even wanted the smoke. So they said, oh, I'm voting for Kamala. And then they took their ass in that booth and they voted for Trump because they couldn't tell you they were going to vote for Trump without you snapping and cussing them out and screaming at them and calling them all types of
Well,
sellouts and this, that, and the like, at the end of the day, shaming folks for who they choose to vote for does not make them go your way. It just say, I'm still gonna do what I want to do. I'm just not gonna tell you.
mhm.
It was a lot of secret Trump voters
Oh yeah.
because as soon as you said something against her, not even for him, let's be clear. Everybody who voted for him didn't want him, they just didn't want her. It really went both ways. But as soon as you said something against her, as soon as you criticized some of the policies that she's, been a part of in her prosecutor, attorney general days, or as soon as you question some of the things that she said, even on this campaign trail, then folks immediately called you a Trump supporter. They immediately jumped down your throat. They immediately insulted you. So it's like, okay, nope, I'm voting for in the booth, red till I'm dead.
I,
Like,
I literally had to straighten somebody out a couple years ago during COVID ish. It wasn't like even in the height of it, it was like on the butt end of it, but people was
yeah,
still conscious of things with it. Still are, but obviously when it was like 2021, 22 ish, people was a little bit more. So
right.
I basically was saying something about, I didn't like the vaccine and, I had got one and I had a real bad reaction to it. And, I don't feel that people should be forced to have, get it or whatever. And she was like, you sound like a Trump supporter. Well, I was like, "Woo."
And see, as soon as you say something that
That's
is,
against, because the Democrat whole platform on that was just get it and get all the shots and blah blah blah. The only ones, and I hated this, and this is how you know that you're getting older and your opinions and the way you feel about certain things change. That was a time where I was agreeing with a lot of stuff the Republicans was talking about in terms of that, and I hated it so much because they were the ones who was like, "Nah, son, we shouldn't have to get that shit." Blah blah. I was like, "Yeah, God because all the Democrats was like, we just need to be safe and we need to take it and nah, 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 nah. And it's like everybody's different. Because I literally was so messed up off of the actual vaccine versus actually getting COVID.
oh, it was bad, y'all.
It was so much
I
worse. I was
almost hopped
like,
on the flight because it
I
was
literally
not
out of there for
okay.
over a week off the that crap, and then got COVID and was like, it barely was sick. And I know my immune system is good. I barely ever get sick, period, before COVID. And I'm talking to somebody who could vouch for that. It's very rare. You be like, damn, you sick? Oh, damn.
Yeah, yeah. So, the shaming doesn't work. And unfortunately, I don't think that that's going to stop. I
No, it's just
think
gonna
that
get worse.
I think that people are going to double down and say we didn't shame them enough. Let's follow them in the booth. Like it's like now you're just gonna start violating people's rights just because you don't like that they have a different opinion than you. So and again, I don't support neither one of them. Um, but I respect other people's decision to support who they choose to.
Because at the end of the day, people going for their interests or their perceived interests. Because like I'm not naming names, but just conversations I've had, people will be like, "Oh well, this tax policy is this and that and the third and blah blah blah." And I'm just like, "You're not rich enough, so I
And
don't know why do you care about these tax policies."
I
Because
mean,
one thing about poor people that vote for Republicans, they it's 9 times out of 10 is out of ignorance in a way because it's like they're never gonna do anything for y'all. Everything that they do is for their rich counterparts. The I just matter of fact, I just sent you the app, and I'm just putting it on here because I want everybody to win if they can. It's this person who put out an app that's a stock trading app, and he set it up to where you can see all of the picks of the senators, current senators, representatives, or whatever, and you could copy their picks. Because you know why? The motherfuckers
are
are
they charging for that app?
killing. They probably should be if they
Well,
not.
no, I'm only asking because like as a trader, then it's been stuff like that. It's stuff like that available like on websites that's for free.
Whatever. They're using
So,
the app to make it easier to
okay.
get to this
All
information.
right.
Whatever. I don't know. I didn't get too
I
deep
know.
into it. But all I'm saying is we know how crooked the system is because that exists because we know, oh, they putting the fix in. They making a bill that's going to affect this company. Then they going to buy stock against them or buy that company because they know it's going to be affected because of things they're actually doing. Because that's how much control that they have in those spaces. That's why people got to be more on who's when the elections come, read up on these senators. Read because one thing for me, the president thing, I was like, whatever. Who knows what's gonna happen with
It's the
that?
local vote that
But
matters.
when I was voting for judges and all of that, I'm googling all of them and reading what's your shit, what you do, because that is what matters. Because at the end of the day, somebody gonna tell the president what to do, and they're gonna do it anyway. Because um, the majority of people in America aren't for us giving money to the Ukraine, giving money to Israel, and they over there killing up all these kids and stuff. Yes, it's a reason why that started, but it's one of those things where it's like somebody hits you in the nose and then you come back with 3 sledgehammers and pummel them into the ground as a rebuttal. Because that's basically what is happening to them. Because yes,
And
they did something, but they also did something because you did something first.
but then also the Democrats didn't really speak too much, but like because yes, there's a lot of people, and let's just be honest, because I think the tax talk is starting to be a cop out because historically we know that Republicans give tax benefits to the rich, but a lot of people are looking like, okay, well, what's going on with this war? Because we sending all this money over here for that, but we got stuff going on and we can't get help. And then you have all these migrants over here, and they just here and they get all these benefits, and we get and the Democrats spoke nothing of
And
that.
that's why they got killed because
And
that's what we
and
wanted to
and
hear them to talk about.
like it or not, Trump said, I'm sending all their ass back. And folks may be, and some, you have some outraged people who are like, oh my God, that's terrible. And most of the people who are saying that do not have them sleeping outside of tents in their front yard.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna sit up here. I'm broke right now. I'm not poor because poor is a state of mind. But I don't fit into the whole voting Republican benefits me from a tax standpoint. That's not my ministry as of this moment. But I'm not mad because people who have amassed wealth don't want to give it all away in fucking taxes, especially since the government gives the money away to countries overseas while we suffer. Our streets still fucked up. They embezzling money off the top. They doing crooked shit. So I'm sorry if I got it out the mud and I made $10 million and I want to pay less in taxes because you're not doing nothing with the shit anyway.
And that's the main issue. It's like so many measures, even to just speak to some of the measures in California didn't go through. It's not that people are heartless, it's that we've not seen these other measures that were supposed to be positive and help people that got passed do any damn thing. So why are we gonna keep giving you access? Oh, tax us another couple percent more. That's do this, and you're not using the money for nothing. And
Not for
that's
anything that benefits us directly who
because
are paying taxes.
because this is what I would challenge people on, and really, and it's so hard because the propaganda about around it is hundreds of years at this point. But we gotta stop voting for these fools. It's literally other choices, and people don't act like they exist. They're like, well, if you don't vote for them, that's like, stop. If you, we really don't be fucking with what neither one of them want to do. Like the majority of Americans don't want to do what either candidate that's a Democrat or Republican. Even the people that support them, we really don't support everything that they be on. It's just like for me, I guess I skew Democrat in some ways, but I don't like the fact that they supporting giving all our money to these other countries to fight wars, doing stuff that nobody is saying. Like it should be literally votes that we got to take to say, can we do these things or not? And not these represented senators. It need to be us.
Well,
That's a
here's
real
the thing.
democracy, but it is not a real democracy.
But
It's
it's
never
about
been
the
that
money. And
all day.
if we pull our resources together and say and give it to the people to do our agenda, that's when they listen. We don't have a vote in what they do once we get in. But if we say like, hey, I put 100 mil on your campaign because I want you to do this, this, and this, now you have to do this, this, and this.
And that's what I remember it was an old Kanye interview some years ago. And it was definitely in his rants. You know, he always rant, but if you listen, he be saying some smart shit. Cause he basically was like, nothing gets done in the black community because nobody has no company that's going into Washington and being like, yo, I want XYZ to happen. I'm about to break you off so you can make it happen. That's how shit happen here. Like all this walking around, picking signs and screaming and being like that, they ain't gonna do shit. Like when all that stuff was going on that was protest worthy, I was in the crib trying to figure out a way to be a millionaire so I could actually change because you can't change shit without no money. All that walking around in circles is like
The only caveat to that is if you are costing money.
mm-hmm.
So like
That's
when
true. That part, yeah,
right,
right.
because
That's
like
why that, and that's what people don't be understanding the property damage aspect. That's so you will listen because
yep,
now you cost them money.
yep, the Rodney King riots and everything like
Yeah.
that cost the great city of LA a cool Billy at the time when a Billy was like
Shit. Three.
right. So it's like, you know what? Can't go that hard in the paint no more because that's Steve's niggas breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go that far. That people listen to money. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, this is America.
Yeah.
That's out
America.
to Donald Glover. Yeah, yeah.
So, in conclusion, or not even in conclusion, I just want people to look at it. Number one, don't be trying to disown your family members and stuff because that's crazy over
Oh, I
some
don't care what these people do. I
fakery.
know what you saying. I don't give a damn. Disown me.
But I'm just
I'm
saying
just one
that
less nigga you gonna call to borrow money from. Disown me.
you are hilarious. But
But I
like,
ain't
I
wrong.
know it's people
I
that's
told you a joke, but I ain't tell you a lie.
I know it's people like, well, I'm not messing with them no more. Blah blah. Like,
Let
look,
them niggas win the
people
lottery next week. Let them niggas
gonna
win the
be
lottery.
trying
You
to
gonna
be
be the
their
same
friends again.
ones. Like, see, we
And
gotta move past this. Like, shut up.
and glad they are Republicans so they can keep more of that money because now they are in the damn tax bracket where it matters.
Boy,
Not your thousandaire ass talking about some damn taxes on
thousandaire. Boy,
my
you better say hundredaire. Quit tripping. Talking about
dime. Right.
thousandaire.
So I was
You ain't
trying to
got,
be nice.
you ain't got no more than $900. Stop that.
Yeah, now some of them got some thousands, but that ain't enough to be in the bracket where you think it's gonna do nothing, vote Republican because they cutting all type of programs to give you these quote unquote tax cuts that ain't gonna help you. I know that if he do try to deport every single person and he succeeds some kind of way, food about to cost so much money. He already want to put tariffs on China, which is probably one of our biggest supplier of goods outside of ourselves and maybe like Mexico, certain countries that's close to us, but China, they've been holding it down. You gonna put tariffs, we gonna pay the money. They're not gonna pay it. They're gonna charge more for their shit. Like that's why it needs to be another alternative because Democrats and Republicans is hitting them upside the head with a hammer. All of us. And we just taking it like give me more, choosing one. Well, their hammer didn't feel as hard as that one, so I want them to hit me with theirs. Because that's what it sounds like to me. We need to start choosing something else and making something happen. But it's another caveat to that. I'm not even gonna get
Another
into.
conversation for another day.
Mm-hmm. But
Before we head on out,
mm-hmm.
I would like to send a rest in power to the iconic legend that was Quincy Jones.
Yes, yes,
Um,
definitely a giant in the music industry, entertainment industry, because he
for
touched
sure.
everything. Like to start as a trumpet player and go from that to compose, be do scores for TV shows, movies. Um, the Wiz, he was the person behind the music of the
Mm-hmm.
Wiz and Thriller and every
All
first three
type of
Michael
TV
Jackson albums,
shows
TV
and
show, Fresh Prince, shoot, In the House too. I think that was
yes,
him
in the
too.
house. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
that was him.
yeah, I feel like he had some more shows too
Yeah, I think
outside of
so.
those two.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, he did a lot.
and
Amazing.
it's interesting that he got up out of here right before the election. I was like, man, he said, "Look, I've been here long enough.
It's
I
about to
wasn't.
get real messy. I'm out.
I wasn't even sad. I was like, he died surrounded by his family and his
Yep,
kids and everything like that. He was 93 years old.
91.
Right? Who's
Mm-hmm.
sad about? Okay, that like hate to see you go, but I mean, like
It's time. And
what
then
what
like,
you've done for the culture will
oh
live
my
on
gosh,
forever.
it's
So
not even measurable. Like,
for sure.
and then when you put in perspective, like, okay, he 91, he started his career like in the 30s. He worked with Count Basie and like Cab Calloway and like Frank Sinatra, like giants that's already gone. He touching music 100 plus years just
Hmm.
because they're because these people was born in 1800s, some of them. like late 1800s. Some of these people
Oh
that he
yeah,
worked with,
yeah.
it's crazy, So greatly miss, love you, Quincy. I'm gonna be listening to your music every day as per usual, and yeah, I think that's a great way to end the show. I am Creed of Exit Studios, architectsmars.com. I'm a co-host Eel.
Coach Tamara Simone.